A federal judge rules he's found probable cause to hold the Trump administration in contempt for failing to comply with its court order when deporting alleged Venezuelan gang members to El Salvador last month. In March, President Trump invoked the Alien Enemies Act, which grants the president powers to apprehend and deport naturalized individuals and remove them from the country. U.S. District Judge James Boasberg granted a temporary restraining order on Saturday, March 15th, ordering the government to halt the deportation flights and return the planes. However, the federal government argued flights that left that weekend were already over international waters when the judge made the ruling, so the deportees were not brought back to the United States. Nearly 300 migrants arrived in El Salvador that night and were sent to the High Security Terrorism Confinement Center, also known as CCOT. Last week, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of the Trump administration, allowing the federal government to use the Alien Enemies Act to deport alleged gang members to the mega prison in El Salvador. Justices ruled the deportees must be given notice so they can challenge their removal from the country. The court ultimately determines that the government's actions on that day demonstrate a willful disregard for its order, sufficient for the court to conclude that probable cause exists to find the government in criminal contempt, Judge Boasberg wrote in his 46-page order. Despite the court's written order and the oral command spelling out what was required for compliance, the government did not stop the ongoing removal process, he added. The Trump administration responding with White House Director of Communications Stephen Chung writing on X, "We plan to seek immediate appellate relief. The president is 100% committed to ensuring that terrorists and criminal illegal migrants are no longer a threat to Americans and their communities across the country." In his ruling, Judge Boasberg said he will provide the Trump administration with an opportunity to purge such contempt. So what happens next? First, the judge says the court will identify the individual or individuals responsible for the contumacious conduct by determining whose specific act or omission caused the noncompliance. Second, if the court will require written declarations from these individuals, and if the court finds them to be unsatisfactory, the court will proceed with live witness testimony under oath. Then the court would then request that if an individual were found to be in contempt, he or she is prosecuted by a government attorney. And finally, if the government declines to prosecute, the court can appoint another attorney to prosecute the individual found in contempt. For Straight Arrow News, I'm Lauren Keenan. For more on this story, download the Straight Arrow News app or visit san.com.